Hey, good afternoon, Darren with the Herb Cooker. Welcome to another edition of the Herb Cooker Kitchen. I'm really excited to be here with everybody. I know there's a lot of you out there that have told us that you are making breakfast with us today. Today we are infusing maple bacon, we are infusing scrambled eggs, and we're going to be infusing pancakes. For today's strain, we're using Candyland. Candyland is a very heavy sativa. It's uplifting. It's really good for socializing. When you feel like you need to be creative, it's excellent for that. And it's really good for pain. So we're going to use Candyland. We're using 1 gram of hash today for our maple bacon. And we're going to use 2 grams of hash for our pancakes and scrambled eggs. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to use the herb cooker to infuse 2 grams of our Candyland. As always with the herb cooker, we have a machine spun aluminum bowl. It's outstanding for heat. And as always, the first thing you want to do, you always add 4 cups. It never changes. Add 4 cups of water right into your your aluminum bowl. All right. We have a lot of things to make today. Bear with us. Let's have some fun with this. So, as always, it's 4 cups of water inside the aluminum bowl. We use a stainless steel insert. What this does is it retains as much heat inside the pot as possible. This goes onto the stove top. Doesn't matter whether you have gas, you have electric, you have a ceramic top, you're going camping. It doesn't matter. Any stove top, this will work. Every herb cooker kit that you can get at the herbcooker.com comes with a unique, one-of-a-kind stoneware infusion bowl. These are all handcrafted, especially for the herb cooker. And what they do is they're designed to activate the THC in as fast a time as possible. So typically 14 minutes or less. So what we're going to do is we're going to use 2 grams of Candyland. Like I said, it's a really nice sativa. It's outstanding when you need to be creative, or if you're a little shy, you have a little bit of anxiety. It really does a good job of releasing some of those inhibitions, as well as helping with pain. You can use a pestle that you can get at the herbcooker.com. You can use the bottom of a pill bottle, a shot glass. But all we want to do, as always, is just tampen down, flatten our hash or keef, doesn't matter, right into the bottom of our stoneware infusion bowl. Also, as always, it's a half a tablespoon of all natural vegetable glycerin per gram of hash. We're using 2 grams of hash, so we're just going to use 1 tablespoon of vegetable glycerin. The vegetable glycerin comes in the kit. You don't have to worry about that. And we do have refills. Thank you very much. We've already done a refill, so we're really excited. So that must mean you're using the herb cooker, that you're enjoying it. One benefit about the herb cooker is there's no odor. Okay. We haven't had to place our cannabis in the oven first to try to activate it. There's no fear about what's going on with our hash. We're not concerned about burning it. All we do is you just place it right inside the herb cooker and medium low. There we go. We're just going to put it on medium low, and we're going to set a timer, Benji, for 14 minutes. So, first step is down, okay? The next thing we're going to do is, I was talking with a friend of mine last weekend, and he said to me, you know what? I know something you cannot infuse. He says, dude, you can't infuse bacon. Well, I'm sorry, but I beg to differ. So what we're going to do, we have 1 pound of thick cut bacon, and all I do with the bacon is I just use a pan and I put a cookie sheet rack on top. Makes it really easy. For cleanup, this gets a little messy, so I just line this with some aluminum foil. As you know, cleanup, the less we have to do, the better, right? So we're going to put our bacon right onto the rack. We're using a thick cut pound of bacon. And then when we're done, we're going to make up our infusion for the bacon. And then the best part is it just goes in the oven. You put it in the oven, 400 degrees, so go ahead and preheat your oven if you're doing this with me. And you just let it go. You don't have to touch it. So there's no turning. There's not as much mess involved. It makes it really simple. Let's just move these down. We can get one more slice on here. Don't crowd it as far as overlap, but they can be right next to each other. Just makes it easier. And we'll just move this down, and let's go ahead and throw in one more slice. And let me get rid of this. And then what we're going to do, since we have our hash infusion process going, I just want everybody to get a good idea of what it's doing on the stove top. So I'm going to let you guys take a look at that, and I'll be right back. So if you guys noticed, we added in our hash, we added in the glycerin, and then we just set the heat at medium-low. So right now, all we're doing is using the vegetable glycerin as a catalyst for the hash to activate. And what we mean by activating is all those trichomes are expanding with the heat. And as they expand, they explode, and that's why we've gone from a light tan color to a very dark color. One benefit about using the herb cooker is during that entire process, there was absolutely no odor because we're not burning any plant material. And another benefit is there's nothing to squeeze and try to separate the plant material out of the butter because we're not using any butter. Another benefit is all our food is going to taste exactly the way you would like it to taste. So we're actually going to taste our maple bacon. Our pancakes are going to taste like pancakes. Our scrambled eggs are going to taste like scrambled eggs. This recipe that we're using today for the pancakes, I just thought I'd review that with you real fast. Thank you for asking. It's 1.5 cups of flour, and it is 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. We're using a tablespoon of granulated sugar. We're using 1.25 cups of milk. We're using 1 egg. We're going to melt 3 tablespoons of butter. So that's what you need for that. And we're using 5 eggs for our scrambled eggs. So just a quick recap on that. The next thing we're going to do is I have 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm just going to add those right together. And then I have already made 1 gram of Candyland hash. Candyland is a sativa. It is really good for creativity, for socialization, and for pain. So each week we try to use a strain that's going to have the most benefits for you at home. For you that are already growing plants, then you already know what you have. So you know whether you want to add it in during the daytime, during the nighttime. We also have on our website at theherbcooker.com a video on how to make dry ice hash. So if you have access to the plant material, the same kind of plant material that you'd be adding into the oven to make butter, well, you can make hash just as quicker, okay? And you're only using the trichomes out of the plant. So all I've done is I've added in all my hash, and I'm just going to use the same scraper, and I'm just going to mix up my maple syrup and my brown sugar. For you at home, you can use a different mixture or, measurements if you want more brown sugar or you want less maple syrup. Whatever you want to do, you can add more maple syrup. It's just a little bit of mixture that I like to use. And I'm just going to add in a pinch of salt. And we're just going to mix this right up. Okay. If you keep your maple syrup in the refrigerator, it's best to take it out or to warm up the syrup. Please bring it up to room temperature, or you're going to discover it's really difficult to spread. So we've mixed that up really well. And now what we're going to do, we're going to brush this right onto our bacon. It's so cool. It's so easy. So just brush it on. It caramelizes up nice. It works well. Takes a couple minutes. The nice thing is I can hear the herb cooker in the back as it starts to just simmer up nicely, but there's no odor, which is wonderful. So if you have children at home, or you live in a social situation where you don't want your place to smell, hey, it's perfect. If you're in a situation where you're scared of edibles because you're afraid that you're gonna overdo your edibles, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You can make what you want, knowing how many milligrams of THC that you're using at a time. Takes the guesswork out. If you're on a special diet, or hey, there is no place that I have been where I can get breakfast that is infused with the strain that I want to use. And I just love the fact that 20 minutes for me, for some of you, you might want to wait an hour, but you always know how you're going to feel. And that's the best part for me, is just like someone told me yesterday, they had just been eating, they've been making snickerdoodles, one of my favorite things to make. And they were just telling me that they're eating about 10 milligrams of cannabis a night, and she's sleeping through the night. She's not even waking up to in her words, use the bathroom. Okay? So I was really pleased to hear that she's able to sleep through the night using the herb cooker. That's what we're here for. We're here to allow you to feel how you want to feel. I think it's the most difficult message that we have, is letting people know that there is a healthy alternative to feeling better. And it's through food, and it's through the wonders of cannabis. And that there is a strain for you that's out there that's going to do what you want it to do. It's going to take a little bit of experimenting, but you can do it. And we're just going to wrap up this last piece of bacon. Benji, how are we doing on the herb cooker time?
About 5 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay. So, there we have our maple bacon. And all you want to do is going right in the oven. We're going to put it on the lower rack of our oven. Once we set this in here, it looks nice. We're going to close the door, and Benji's going to tell us when 20 minutes are up. And we'll check the bacon halfway through just to see how it's doing. Let's get our mess out of the way. I hope you guys are having fun at home with us. Remember, we're not professional cooks. We don't expect you at home to be a professional chef. We just want you to know there's a myriad of things out there that you can infuse. We haven't found anything we can't infuse with the herb cooker. If you have a recipe you'd like to see us try, if you have a suggestion, we love your comments. We love your feedback. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can talk to us there. You can give us a call. We'll be in Sacramento this weekend at the Sacktown Sesh this Sunday. The event starts, I think, at 5 o'clock. So we will see you there. We're really excited to talk to everybody about the herb cooker. and show people what it can do for you. So now that we have this going, what we're going to do, we have just a couple minutes left with the herb cooker, and we're going to take our 3 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to add that into the herb cooker in just a moment. One thing we'll do is we're going to use just about 1/4 of a gram of the infusion process for our scrambled eggs. Okay, the rest of it we're going to put into our pancakes. We made scrambled eggs the other day. I used an entire gram. I wasn't thinking until I realized that there was 500 milligrams per serving here, since there was only 2 of us. So, oh my God, it's a lot of THC. So, be careful, think about it when you're doing this. And let's just check this. Oh my God, this is perfect. So, cool touch handles. Some people find they might be a little hot, so be careful. But this is what our infusion process has turned into. And all we're going to do is we're just going to give this a stir. If you notice, all the glands have exploded, leaving us just beautiful oil. That's what we have in its most natural form right there. The best part is you can add this to any food. You never have to alter a recipe. It doesn't matter when you do it, how you do it. I like to add it with the fats when possible. For our scrambled eggs, I'm just going to take about 1/4 of this and just put it right into my bowl. Okay, and let's just get a little bit more. Now that this is off the heat and right in my face, there is just the nicest smell. I wish everybody could be here. You can really smell the candy land, the terpenes in it, but it's not in your face. It's not everywhere. No one else 5 feet away from you is going to know what I just did. The best part is all we have are the trichomes. We have the best part of the cannabis plant ready for our food. So I'm going to put this back on the heat. And I'm just going to take my 3 tablespoons of butter. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and make up our pancake mix while our butter melts. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The best part is we're still not using any kind of green, gross butter with what we're doing. We haven't, it's just perfect. There's no smell. There's no odor. There's no gross greenness to our food. We're only getting the most beneficial part of the plant. And it really makes you feel good. I'm telling you, this Candyland, for example, it's a wonderful strain to use, especially for you out there that like to be creative. Okay? I'm going to set this to the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our pancake batter. So, these are incredible pancakes. You don't have to run out and you don't have to buy any kind of pancake mix. You don't have to buy Bisquick. These are healthier. They taste better. And we're just going to combine our dry ingredients. So we're going to add in our 1.5 cups of flour first. And then we're going to add in our baking powder. Right? And our salt and our sugar. So, making this really easy for everybody. And let's just combine this right up. Okay. So, just make sure that everything has been well mixed. And then just make yourself a little well in the middle so we can add in the rest of our mixture. So what I'm going to do is this takes our milk, which is 1.25 cups, and I add my egg right to the milk. Makes it easy for everyone, less dishes to do. Just Just gonna let that melt up just a little bit more, and we're just going to beat our egg inside the milk. Just combine it. Okay, if you notice, we don't have anything that's disgusting yet, nothing that's green. There's no odor. No one else knows what we're doing. You guys are the only ones. You guys are getting ready to make the best pancakes you've ever made. And our butter is just about done melting. So we're just gonna let it sit for a moment. And let me just grab a hash spatula. And check it out. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any comments, I'm just stirring my mixture up together. Having a little bit of fun. It's not often that we make 3 things on the same day. So this is kind of cool. We like the fact that you guys are out there doing this with us. Okay. We like the feedback. We like the fact that you're watching with us right now, which is thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Hash is available at almost every dispensary out there. So if you're having that's a question. Yes, you can get hash just about anywhere. If you have access to plant material, it's extremely easy to make hash. If you don't want to go through the extra steps of making cold water hash, we have an excellent suggestion for you on how to make dry ice hash. It's convenient, it's quick, it's easy. And let's just take a quick look at our bacon and see how that's doing. Oh, it's doing nice. Okay. So we're just going to let that continue to cook on that little rack. Oh, and all I smell is maple. I don't smell anything else. There's no cannabis smell inside the kitchen here at the herb cooker. There's no turning the bacon, so it's even easier, and at the same time, you can continue to do what you're doing. So now that our butter has completely melted, I'm just going to take this right off of the stove. And I am going to quickly add this, stir this to my milk and egg mixture. And let this just continue to pour out. We'll just get the rest of these terpenes right into our egg and milk mixture. We've already melted our butter. So we're making this as quick and easy for everyone at home as possible. So let's just whisk this together. Now, if you notice, this starts to change color just a little bit, but once we've combined this and we add this right into the well inside our pancake dry mix, and we're just gonna whisk this together. Okay, so far we're doing really well. The stoneware bowl is dishwasher safe. Throw it right into the dishwasher. I use it for a lot of things. I use it all the time. Yeah, can of butter is just the old way to do this. And the herb cooker is just an easier way for everyone at home to infuse the foods that you want to infuse when you want to do it. There's no time delay in getting your hash or making your hash and getting it into the food. Unlike with butter, where you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you have to separate the plant matter from the butter, and then you don't know how strong everything is. Okay? Where if I start with 1 gram of hash or keef, I know that I have 1,000 milligrams of THC. If I'm purchasing my hash at a local dispensary, then I know how strong it is, so I can calculate it. what I'm talking about for everybody at home, just to make this really easy, is just like can of butter is a whole entire ear of corn right now that's fresh inside the stores. You go in, you buy it. It's got the outer layer, and then it's got the corn silk. Then you have the actual corn, and then there's the cob. Well, that's using can of butter. Well, what we're doing is we're only using the kernels of the corn. Okay, that's the difference between using the herb cooker and any other way you've tried to infuse food. The nice thing is there's always going to be excess plant material out there, so you can make your own hash. And there, this easy, we have made our pancake batter. So our next step is we're using a pre-greased griddle, or preheated griddle, excuse me, at 300 degrees. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of shortening to this. Not a lot, just enough. So remember, we have about 1.5 grams of Candyland, a nice sativa hash, for our pancake mixture. And what I like to do is I like to spray 1/4 cup measuring cup with a little bit of spray. It just simply keeps the pancake mixture from sticking quite so much. And this easy. We have our bacon going. How are we doing on time on our bacon, Benji?
About 5 minutes.
Nice. Okay. So we got about 5 minutes left in the bacon, and we already have the pancakes going, and the scrambled eggs take no time. Okay. I have my way of making scrambled eggs. Everybody has their own way, but we're going to try mine today. And let's just go for some different size pancakes here. Okay. So while those are cooking, let's go ahead and work on making some scrambled eggs. All right. So this is fun. This is really enjoyable. I know a couple of you out there are doing everything with us. Feel free to do it however you want to do it. Once again, we're not professional cooks, but we're infusing incredible food that tastes the way it's supposed to. And that's the most important part about the herb cooker right there. You can order your very own herb cooker at theherbcooker.com. You can call us at 833-THC-COOK if you want to place an order that way. You can mail us a check. You can do whatever. If you're local, we'll bring it to you. We're here to make you feel better, is really what we're trying to do. One of the biggest things with the herb cooker is taste matters. We like to taste the food that we're eating. Okay? We're really looking forward to seeing everybody in Sacramento on Sunday. It should be a fun event. Okay? And we're just doing our eggs. This is really enjoyable. This is the first time I think that we've made 3 things, right, guys? At the same time?
At once,
Okay.
yeah.
At once? Yeah?
Triple threat.
So, getting better, we believe. All right? So, let me go ahead and pancakes. I have another minute or so. Let's check our bacon. Oh, yeah. What do you think? We have a couple minutes left on our bacon, but it gives you a nice bacon. The best part is there's absolutely no smell. Cleanup is easy, and you haven't had to do anything else with the bacon. You haven't had to touch it once. You know, I prefer my cast iron skillet forever until I discovered that I could just bake my bacon in the oven. You can make your infusion processes in advance and store them in the refrigerator, and they'll store up to 180 days. Our pancakes have just a little bit of longer time to go. So we'll just let those sit for a minute, and let's go ahead and whisk up our eggs in the meantime. we really enjoy infusing food. What I like is that I can make anyone feel how they want to feel eating the food that they want to eat. So that's why we developed the herb cooker, so we could do the same thing for you at home, so that you can make food that makes you feel the way you want to feel eating for once what you want to eat. Okay. Hey, a big shout out to my mother, who is turning 80 tomorrow, and my brother that's down there visiting. Hey, happy birthday. Woohoo, 80. And I wish I was there with you guys, but instead I'm sharing the love, and I'm showing people how they can feel the way they want to feel eating what they want to eat. Okay? With no odor. I know we talked about it all the time, but grandma's special cookies really is a thing. Okay? You can microdose. You can do it however you want to. But the benefits are huge for anyone at home that wants to feel a certain way. And just like that, we're going to have pancakes here in just a minute. Okay? So, we're doing well. Let's go ahead and start our butter for our scrambled eggs. Now, I find that the best way to do scrambled eggs is on a nice medium-low heat. Okay? So, I am going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter. If we can get the butter out, there we go. All right. Always something for us as we learn how to show you guys how to do this at home and how to have fun infusing food. We really want you guys to enjoy yourselves when you're doing this. We want you to know that you can feel how you want to feel every day, exactly the way you want to feel, which is amazing, okay? Without making green food, without doing anything else except for enjoying yourself. And I'm going to go ahead and shut the heat off on the oven. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out, and we're going to transfer it. We're going to take off our pancakes in just a second here. And so we have a couple things going on, which is cool, all at the same time. And the best part is we get to show you guys what to do. Oh, look at this. Okay. This is infused maple bacon with Candyland, a nice sativa hash. We had no odor while we were doing this. So far, we didn't even have to get in here and touch the bacon once. And let's go ahead and take our pancakes off. Okay. While we're doing that, we'll go ahead and re-grease this one more time. And let's go ahead and do one more batch of pancakes, shall we? While we make the scrambled eggs. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. It's kind of different. And we really enjoy the fact that we get to do this with you guys. That we're learning a lot too at the same time. Like I say, we are not professional cooks. We know you guys aren't at home. But if you guys notice anything, we are not making green pancakes. Okay? Which is what you're going to get when you're making it with green butter. We're just not doing that. We are making food that looks, tastes, and smells exactly the way it's supposed to, allowing you to feel the way you want to feel when you're at home. Okay? So, this is pretty good. We're going to go ahead and take our bacon off of our rack, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it onto a plate with a little bit of paper, a few paper towels, and I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. We're getting better every week. Thank you. I really appreciate that. If everybody knew how busy we were on top of just doing this, it's pretty cool. We have exciting news coming out in the next week or so to share with everybody. So stay tuned. Tell your friends about the herb cooker. We know that some of you are out, not some, we know there's a lot of you out there that are actually using the herb cooker because you tell us. And I think that's the best compliment of all, is that when people tell you that, hey, I made banana bread the other day, or I made your blueberry muffins, or I made the guacamole. I don't know how else to say it, but that's incredible that we were able to come up with something that people like, that people enjoy. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and take this last piece off, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw this right into the oven and let it sit while our pancakes and our eggs finish. So set that in an oven-proof plate, of course. The heat's off, so we're just going to let that goodness sit. Let's go ahead and move this rack out of the way. And now our butter has melted. It's at a high heat right now. We're going to pour our egg in. Well, we're at a medium-low heat, but our butter's at a high heat, I guess would be the best way to say that. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the egg, and I'm going to come across you. And let's go ahead and get all this in. Okay, now we've just used about 1/4 gram, so about 250 milligrams of THC into our egg and our butter. And now we have it on a low heat, and we're just going to scramble these right up. Let them cook on their own. Let all of those terpenes just flow inside this egg. Okay. Oh, the fact that you can make what you want to make, when you want to make it, how you want to make it, that you can infuse eggs and they don't turn out green, it's amazing. It smells like eggs. It doesn't smell like we have a ton of cannabis in here. And just keep moving them around. Okay. I do find that adding the hash does change the consistency of my final egg just a little tiny bit. It's natural. The eggs still come out perfect. They still taste just like they're supposed to. And just keep this at a low heat and just keep cooking them. It's the best way. You get the best eggs. Patience. Patience. And we're just about ready to turn our pancakes for the final time. The fun thing is everything has been infused. You can only infuse enough of this that you want. If you have others that are not eating infused foods with you, the pancakes, we make them in advance and put them in a freezer bag and freeze them, is what we do. And then I just throw them right into the toaster. And I can have a nice little 70 milligram sativa pancake in the morning if I feel like eating breakfast. So my eggs are just about done, so we're just going to turn the heat off and let those finish up. I'm going to take a piece of foil, put that over the top of here, and let's see how our pancakes are doing. There we have infused pancakes with no difficulty whatsoever. So while those are finishing up, let's go ahead and get a plate. And let's get ready to have some breakfast, shall we? I am excited. I don't eat breakfast a whole lot, but when I do, I really enjoy a nice breakfast. And I think an infused breakfast with Candyland is a perfect way to start my day. So now you can start your day the exact same way. And what we're going to do is let's have a couple pancakes, shall we? let's enjoy some scrambled eggs. And while we're at it, let's top off our infused breakfast with something that I was told cannot be done, which is infused bacon. So I say, this looks like a perfect breakfast to me. Maybe add in a few strawberries. And let's get some butter on those pancakes to really kick in the THC. And there you have an infused breakfast at home, like a pro, no odor, didn't take us any time to make it. You too can do exactly what we did. Butter is old. The herb cooker is fun. It's the future. It's a revolutionary way to infuse your food. Today we infused our food with Candyland. Next week we're using Girl Scout cookies. We'll talk about the benefits of Girl Scout cookies next week. You can order your very own herb cooker at theherbcooker.com. As always, if you like what we're doing, hey, leave us a comment, leave us some feedback, call us, just like you guys are doing. We really appreciate the interaction, the fun that you guys are having with the herb cooker. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. While you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Order your very own herb cooker at theherbcooker.com. And don't forget the most important thing, taste matters. And see you next week. See you in Sacramento on Sunday.